Associate Professor in Department of Physiology, Sree Balaji Medical College. I am a physiologist and research scientist with the experience of guiding medical students in research projects like ICMR funded projects, and I have 10 years of teaching experience and 8 international and national published journals. Move on to the today's session. So this is about the central nervous system, that is about how our body is organized as nervous system. So that is mainly about the central nervous system we are going to see in today's session. So learning objectives for today's session are, so at the end of this session you should be able to differentiate what are the parts of the central nervous system, and you should be able to describe the different types of glial cells and neurons functions, and you should be able to explain the functions of neuron and the classification of the neuron. So moving on to the topic, so what is the central nervous system? So our body is mainly functioning with the help of the nervous system. So this nervous system is again divided into two main parts, that is the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So the central nervous system consists of brain and spinal cord, and peripheral nervous system is again divided into somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. But in this session we are going to concentrate on more about the brain and spinal cord. So what is this brain all about? So brain again divided into three different parts, that is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. So this forebrain is mainly consist of the cerebral hemisphere and corpus callosum. Midbrain mainly present in the center part of the brain, and hindbrain is mainly consist of pons, medulla and cerebellum. So this is another names for all the three parts, that is forebrain is also called as prosencephalon, midbrain is also called as mesencephalon, hindbrain is also called as rhombencephalon. So this whole brain together it carries around 1.5 grams weight in adult. So it covered with a layer called meninges. So this meninges has three membranes. So one is outer membrane and second one is inner membrane and third one is both between outer and inner, it is called middle layer. So all these three membranous layer together it forms the meninges. So other names for the outer membrane is dura mater, and inner membrane is also called as pia mater, and middle membrane is called as arachnoid mater. So this arachnoid matter and pia matter together it forms the another innermost thickest layer. So in between it has a smallest space where the cerebrospinal fluid will be present. So this is the cushioning effect to the brain it gives. Also it protects the brain from the pathogens or any chemical reactions. Everything will be present in, it will be filtered in the cerebrospinal fluid itself. So it is a protective cushioning effect to the brain. So this is also present in the ventricles of the brain. So ventricles are nothing but the cavities of the brain. So it has four different cavities called as first ventricle, second ventricle, third ventricle and fourth ventricle. So the brain mainly consists of, so this is the structure about the brain. So what is this brain tissues are made up of? This is mainly by the neurons and glial cells. So what are the functions of this brain? So it regulates all our internal environment. So that is the maintaining of the homeostasis, we read that. So that is mainly done by all our functions like maintaining body fluid, maintaining the food intake, maintaining the thirst of the person, maintaining the body temperature. All these mechanism, everything is maintained with the help of the brain function only. So it controls the various emotions, our anger, our happiness, when we express. So all this are decided by the brain only. Then it controls the voluntary motor movements like gross motor movements. So that is when we stand, when we sit, when we walk. So that is comes under gross motor movements. Also it helps in skilled motor movements like writing, drawing, painting. So this is comes under the skilled motor movements. And brain also helps in perception of the various sensations like how we feel the touch, how we feel the pain, how we feel the pressure sensation. So all these sensation also perceived by our brain only, and it controls the higher cognitive functions like learning, memory and thought process of our central nervous system. Everything is done by this brain only. And internal organs functions, also the endocrinal hormone secretion, everything is helped by the brain and controlled by the brain. So it controls sleep of and awakefulness of the person also. So overall all our body function is controlled by the brain only. So we'll see what are the parts of these three main structures, that is forebrain, prosencephalon. So it has two different parts, that is the telencephalon and diencephalon. So this telencephalon includes cerebrum, that is the cerebral hemispheres, and corpus callosum. So this only helps in perception of all the sensation and planning and programming of our all movements or whatever thought processes. Everything is planned and programmed by this part only, and learning and memory also helped by telencephalon only. So telencephalon only participate in perception of sensation, programming and planning, learning and memory. Then diencephalon, so it includes thalamus and hypothalamus mainly. So this mainly act as a relay center. So whatever the sensation, whatever the motor neuron function which will be carried via the diencephalon only. So it relays all the information to the cerebral cortex. So next part is midbrain, that is the mesencephalon. It includes tectum and cerebral peduncles. So this helps in locomotion and writing reflex. So again, writing reflex is how we change our body postures according to the next movements. That planning and programming is done by this midbrain, that is mesencephalon only. Next is hindbrain. So that is another name for hindbrain is rhombencephalon. So it includes two parts mainly, that is metaencephalon and myelencephalon. So this metaencephalon is included with pons and cerebellum. So since all the motor neurons for the your respiratory function and cardiovascular function, the nucleus is located in the pons. So it controls this respiratory and your cardiovascular functions. Also cerebellum mainly controls with the posture and balance and the equilibrium maintenance. So this is about the metencephalon. Then myelencephalon is mainly about the medulla, that is medulla oblongata. So this pons and medulla alone together, it's called as brainstem. So in order to say, brainstem is the main center for all your cardiovascular and respiratory functions. So your motor activity, sleep wakefulness and visceral functions are controlled by the cerebellum. So what are the functions of this brainstem? So as I told, all the nucleus for respiration and cardiovascular system is located here. It controls the respiratory function, it controls the cardiovascular function, it controls blood vessels, and cerebellum, it controls the posture and equilibrium balance. So that is about the brainstem functions. So then we have completed the structure about the brain. So now we are moving to spinal cord. So spinal cord is mainly starting from the base of the skull and its end in the first lumbar vertebra. So spinal cord, it has the 31 segments. So each segments will be having motor and sensory nerve roots on either side. So it will be having 31 bilaterally symmetrical pairs of the spinal nerves which will be carrying both sensory information and motor information. So spinal cord also contains nucleuses for ascending tracts and descending tracts also passing through the spinal cord only. So in turn it acts as a relay center again to send all the sensory information from the peripheral structure of the body to the cerebral cortex, and whatever the response is created in the cerebral cortex, the motor movement or the programming, planning, everything, all the motor functions carried via the descending tracts from the cerebral cortex to the targeted organs. So that is the function of the spinal cord. So this is the structure of the spinal cord, you can see in the picture. So the spinal cord has, in the cross section, it will be having the posterior part and anterior part. In posterior part, it has the medial sulcus. It will be dividing on the either side of the spinal cord. It will be forming lateral aspect of the spinal cord, and it has the posterior gray horn and anterior gray horn, and it has posterior white column and anterior white column where via the sensory tracts are carried as well as the descending tracts are carried. So the sensory tracts which are carried in the spinal cord are fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus, and the motor pathways like anterior corticospinal tract and posterior corticospinal tract, this is also carried in the spinal cord columns only. So this is about the structure of the spinal cord. So, brain and spinal cord mainly consist of the cells like glial cells and neuron, as I told you earlier. So, what is this glial cells? So, glial cells are nothing but a supporting cells which will be giving protective function on neurons. So, glial cells are also called as neuroglia. So, glial cells are different types are there. It has mainly 4 types. One is astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, microglial cells and ependymal cells. So, these are the different types of glial cells, and this glial cells supports the neuron. So, neurons, around 100 billion neurons are located in our body. So, this are supported by the glial cells. So, glial cells are 10 times more than that of the neuron. So, we will see about the structure of neuron. So, like any other cell, neuron also has the cell body and nucleus. So, this cell body is filled with cytoplasm. So, where the Nisha granules will be present and nucleus also will be present. And the cell body is extended in branches, so that is called dendrites, and in one end it is extended as a axon. Where the axon is joins with the cell body, it is called axon hillock. The end terminal buttons of the axon is called as axon terminal. So, this is about the structure of the neuron. So, the neuron classified into different types in the form of structural classification. So, according to the structure, it is classified as unipolar neurons, pseudo-unipolar neurons, bipolar neurons and multipolar neurons. What is this all about? So, pseudo-unipolar neuron is, it is having one axon but extended branches in either side. So, that is why it is called pseudo-unipolar neuron. But in unipolar neuron, it will be having only one axon from one side of the cell body. So, that is called unipolar neuron. Then bipolar neuron will be having two separate axon and it will be branched on the either side. That's why it is called bipolar neuron. And multipolar neuron is all the dendrites and axons, it will be forming synapse with the neuron on either side of the cell body. So, that's why it is called multipolar neuron. So, the function of neuron is, as I told, in the spinal cord, this axons only formed as a nerve fibers. So, it is sensory nerve fibers and motor nerve fibers are there. So, sensory nerve fibers takes all the peripheral sensations like pressure sensation, vibration sensation, pain sensation, touch sensation, all these sensations carried via the sensory nerve fiber to the cerebral cortex, and from the motor cortex the responses are carried via the motor neurons in that axon to the spinal cord, and finally from the spinal cord to the target tissues it will be reaching the structures. So, that is about the functions of the neuron. So, it carries the sensory information, also it passes the target tissues about the motor orders from the motor cortex. So, for further reading you can refer these books. So, with this I will end today's session. So, meet you soon with another interesting topic. Thank you.